Hi, good afternoon. We're here with Richard Hanmer from Humberside Electrical Training. How you doing, Richard?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you, Mike?
Yeah, really good, thank you. If you could start us off and let us know a little bit about who you are, what you do, and how long you've been doing it for, please.
Yes, Humber Electrical Training, what we do is we deliver training courses to those in the electrical sector. This could range from 1 week upskilling courses for electricians or engineers, right down to one-to-one bespoke training, such as electrical safety awareness courses. And we can do them at our own facility or even remotely for some courses as well at other people's establishments.
Brilliant. Where's that facility?
It is based in Hull. It's at a place called the Louis Pearlman Centre, which is a Hull City Council, basically a business development area for new companies, and it's a fantastic facility. I can say that about it, and the staff there are brilliant as well. They really do give us a lot of support, so really good establishment.
And how long have you been going for? What's the length of time you've been doing what you do?
I set up the company early last year, and I was at a training provider for 10 years previous to that, so it was a big jump for me. And I felt it was the right time, and I just basically started off the company in early last year, and by the time it was October last year, I was a City and Guilds accredited training centre, which was that was a big leap for me. That brought a lot of work in for me. I mean, overall I've been in the industry for 35 years. Like I say, for the past 10 years of that, I've been specifically doing training and assessing as well.
Cool. So what makes you different? What makes you stand out from the rest in your sector, do you think?
Well, I would say that my teaching and industry experience shows that I've got a good knowledge of current training needs for those in the electrical industry. I mean, the company's mission statement that I've got, it took us a long while to nail what I wanted to say in our mission statement. It's quite a short one, but it's basically focused around giving professional, flexible and competitive training courses. And I think that's what differs us from a lot of other companies in the areas. When clients get in touch with us, because we're such a small organisation, whether it's through speaking to us on a phone conversation or email, they'll only ever be speaking to someone from the industry. So for any questions that they have, they'll just be speaking to basically an electrical instructor. So they don't have to communicate through like a member of a marketing team, which can be quite frustrating, which I've noticed in the past.
So that kind of industry knowledge and personal service.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So what you obviously been going a short time in business. How's the journey been to date? How would you describe that?
In one word, I'd say successful.
Excellent.
I mean, I'm amazed at how successful it's been, to be honest. I was actually looking at my business plan last night, and I was way off the mark with it, absolutely way off the mark. The amount of candidates that are coming through my doors are far in excess of what I had in that original business plan, which is just fantastic for the company. And on top of that, I'm also getting additional work in relation to associate work. I'm getting assessing work from international companies, and I'm also doing consultancy work as well. So there's a lot of work coming to the company. It's really positive at the moment.
That's brilliant. Well done. Good to hear that. So I say from this point now, what does the future look like, and what do you see the main challenges going ahead? Is it the growth? Is it being able to maintain the business that's coming in and service that accordingly?
Do you know what? I'm going to be very careful about what I say there, because I don't really want to predict the future. That's the last thing I want to do.
Yeah.
But what I would say is, at present, I'm very optimistic about how things are going. I've definitely had no negative thoughts about leaving a secure job that I had for over 10 years into an environment where I can basically only predict the next 3 or 4 months in the front. So I haven't looked back since I've started running this company. It's a new challenge, and I'm taking it all on. So I mean, it is just fantastic at the moment. In relation to my challenges, at the moment, it probably only came to light a couple of months ago, but I'm probably getting to the point where it's not going to be long before I'm outgrowing the premises I have at the moment. So that is going to be a big challenge for me. It's something I'll work at, and I'll make sure it goes in the right direction. I'll need to find the right premises or the right training unit that's going to be right, and it's going to be in the correct location. But one thing I won't do, I won't rush into it. I'll probably see how this year goes, and then move forward from then. But the location I've got at the moment, I can see myself outgrowing that probably by the end of the year.
Brilliant. Good. Good foresight into or good ability on seeing what you can into the future and being positive and optimistic, as you say, about it, which will help massively. So in terms of the short period that you've been a business owner, what would you say is your biggest lesson to date that you've had so far?
My biggest lesson, I probably knew it to a certain extent, but what I've realised is it's not an 8:30 till 4 p.m. job. It's a bit funny to say that, but setting up your own company, you can. What I've found personally is that maybe you can be working 7 days a week. So there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. It's very rewarding, but there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. I can be finished teaching at the facility I've got, and I could be leaving the facility at 4:30 in the night, getting across traffic across Hull, and then once I'm in through the front door, having some tea, and I could be sat there for a few hours on night, answering emails, sending invoices, etc. So basically, when I'm getting up on a Sunday morning to go and teach a course at 8 o'clock in the morning, what I realise is it's definitely not an 8:30 till 4 p.m. Monday to Friday job.
Yeah, definitely got to put all hats on as a business owner at the starting point. Put the work in early and be rewarded down the line.
Yeah,
the life of a business owner. Brilliant. So, if there's a piece of advice you could offer, that I suppose it's interesting. Normally, I ask this to people who've been in business a number of years, but you are just starting out, or you have just started out. In hindsight, is there a piece of advice you could offer somebody else or yourself if you knew the information kind of say a year ago, what that piece of advice would be when starting out a business?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm the right person to answer that question, but I'll have a go at it. I mean, if it's for younger people, I mean, dare I say, we use a statement, plan for the worst and hope for the best. I don't really want to say that, because it sounds a bit negative. So, I mean, what I would probably say is be optimistic, but be prepared for all possibilities. I think that's a good thing to say. So, whatever you're doing, I mean, when I set up the company, I made sure I had enough funds to keep me going. I made sure I had the right support. There's another big thing. You've got to have support from other people. That's personally what I found. That's just my own experiences of it. I've got a couple of people around me that offer some fantastic support. So that's what I would say. I think basically be optimistic, be prepared for anything that could come around the corner.
Brilliant. A good advice shared there. Thank you for that. So, what inspires you to do what you do? What made you, I suppose, want to go it alone? Is it friends, family, others, the customers you work with, the books you read, anything like that? Anything you listen to? What inspiration do you use?
Uh, when I was training, being an electrical trainer and instructor, I did get a lot of people coming up to me saying, do you know what, you should consider setting up your own company and having a go at this yourself, because we're having difficulty enrolling on courses. We find it difficult to enroll on courses that are on an evening or on a weekend. So really, it was the customers that started pushing these ideas into my head, and I thought, yeah, I can possibly do that. And so a lot of it was coming from customers, and it was happening for a couple of years. People coming up to me, do you know what? Why don't you consider setting up your own company? Because we'd come to you, our company would come to you.
Mm-hmm.
So that probably what sparked something in my head, and that got me thinking. So I suppose that's where it comes from. I mean, when you're talking about who inspires me, that's a very, very difficult question for me to answer. In relation to my background, setting up my own company as an electrical training provider, there's not many people out there that I think have inspired me to do what I do. But I mean, it might be worth me mentioning one chap that I've met last year, and he's given me support with my own company as well. His name's Mark Allison, and he works for a company called Apprentice 1-to-1, and this bloke is spot on. He's really good. He's got his own electrical company, but what he also does is I don't know if you was aware of it, but during the pandemic, a lot of electrical apprentices and trainees lost their jobs because the contractors just laid them off.
Mm-hmm.
So a hell of a lot of people ended up basically on the door through no fault of their own, really. And this chap Mark I looked at his website the other night, and I think he's got over 3,000 people back into work. This is all off his own back. I mean, he's doing some really fantastic things out there. And what I've just said there is just one part of what he does. He goes on there, he does podcasts and things like that, and he offers a real lot of support to those in the industry.
Brilliant. Good shout out to Mark there. Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, over 3,000 people back in work. That's a great achievement, and the knock-on benefits of that are awesome. So a good share. Brilliant. Thank you. So lastly, in terms of any latest news around what you're up to, or even just sharing your website to be able to find out more about what you do, please let us know. Feel free to do
that. Yeah, I mean, if you go into Google and put Humber Electrical Training, it will come up there on Google or Bing. It'll be near the top. The courses that we're delivering at the moment, we offer the sitting. Now I'm saying these, and if you're not electrically minded, it might just go right off the top of your head what they are. But basically, for those in the industry, we offer the City and Guilds currently at the moment 2391 testing and inspection course, and that's for a total cost of £996. That cost is not affected by whether it's on a day or an evening or a weekend course, so it's the same price throughout. That helps electrical contractors who can't afford to take a week off work, and obviously pay for a course when they need it for upskilling, so that they've got the ability to work during the week and come in on a weekend. As well as that test and inspection course, we offer a City and Guilds 18th edition course. The total price of that is £420. And again, we do them during days, we do them evening classes and weekends. There isn't many providers, if any, that do that in the area. Mm-hmm. We also offer, which is becoming very popular, our basic electrical maintenance course as well. And that's priced at £720. And I mean, basically, what I will say about our company is that we will remain competitive in the area against all of the training providers.
Fantastic. Richard, absolute pleasure talking to you. I'm glad to hear it has gone really well for you from the start, and I wish you many more years of it going that way. All the best with it.
Thanks a lot, Mike.